The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Welcome, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate all you tigers and tigers out there growling and prowling. We have the Dow right now up 37. Nasdaq's up 18. S&Ps are up 7.5. You got gold down 250. Silver's up 17. Let's see.
King Dollar's even up 6 ticks.
King Dollar's up, yeah. And you know, King Dollar. Let's go to King Dollar first because it came back to that April 3rd again.
Yes, it did.
And you know, this is the third day in a row it's back there. And rejected it. Well, it needs a 7.9. Yeah, it's rejected it again.
It's still, you know, it's still in that 29th bar though. So it's still in that lower. Now it's dealing with that lower part of the range too. Well,
what Steve's talking about is the February 29th bar. Exactly.
That's
which
right.
is a low,
Leap year.
which is 78.42.
Yeah.
You know, but you see what you have here. You got 6,000 contracts and it rejected again today.
Yeah.
So today may be the day. May Day.
The king might be back.
The king might get crowned on May Day.
Did you ever go see the king?
I haven't seen him yet. At Burger King? Oh, man.
My guitar teacher, when I was a kid, I took guitar lessons. Never. All I could play was Puff the Magic Dragon, I think.
Oh, that's a good one.
It was good, yeah. You know, but that was about it.
Okay.
And but she was an absolute Elvis fanatic.
Oh, I was too.
Went to absolutely, every concert, and
I never saw him, but I was an Elvis fanatic, man. I remember, it's so funny, folks, when you think about the different things he did. I remember, the hairdo that he had.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
okay?
yeah.
And so you get a picture of something. When I was young, I had curly hair, man, and I never could do that hairdo. I would take so much Vaseline and throw it in my hair. Yeah, I'd be like 6 or 7 years old and throw all this Vaseline in my hair.
Great.
And I'd try to get that little doodad up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it drove me crazy for years. I love that guy.
Yeah. I mentioned to you last night I had the privilege to, just out of, coincidence, to go see Greg Lake from Emerson, Lake and Palmer
last night.
And what was so cool about it was unlike any other concert I'd actually been to, because he played for an hour or so and had an intermission, came back, played a song or two, but then sat around and talked with the audience.
Yes.
Passed out some mics and was really just talking about life's journey. But he was telling a really cool story about the King.
Wow.
The first and only time, the first time that he saw him was back in like 1971 when they were on their first tour in the U.S. And his manager, that happened to have a day off there in San Francisco, said, "Do you want to go see, the King?" And they said, "Yeah, sure." So they went. At that stage, he was playing in Lake Tahoe, one of the casinos in Lake
Tahoe.
Then
too, man.
Yeah. And what was interesting is, when Greg said they got there, they got to the environment, and it was, at that stage, Elvis was playing in, casino rooms.
Yeah, right.
And maybe there were a couple thousand seats max.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Emerson, Lake and Palmer was selling out bigger places than that.
13,000.
He said, no, this must be some type of imitation or something going on, because how could this be?
Exactly.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer playing a larger audience,
than him.
Yeah,
wow, that's amazing.
But he said, he said it was one of the coolest shows that he'd ever, just his presence, simply, to have seen him was.
Oh man.
He said women were crazy. He said they they came out, he first started singing, and women were fainting all over the place.
Fainting?
Yeah, he said, true story. True story. I can believe it. So.
Oh, you gotta love it.
But he said the coolest thing, this is where I thought about you, was when the actual show was over.
Yeah.
He came back out, did an encore.
Okay.
And then, left the stage.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know how many minutes later, maybe just a couple minutes later, they turned on the lights, all the bright fluorescent lights.
Okay.
And somebody came over the intercom and said, the King has left the building.
I love it. The King left the building. Well, we want the King back in the building right now,
yes,
folks.
you do,
Good
baby.
old King Dollar here. Let's see. Well, hey, depending, where you are right now, folks, and if you're driving, just be safe as you're going to work out here. But what
you got to show them the trade.
Yeah. Well, what we just had here, folks, is this. This is pretty cool. So when we just start in the program, if we take a look at the E-mini, okay. What you have with the E-mini is this, is that someone came in, bought a huge amount of contracts, okay, at 1,000 hours, okay? Boom! They took the E-mini from $13.94 to $14.02. Now, simultaneously, what they did is that they whacked the gold contract, okay? They took the gold contract and they took the gold contract from a price point of 1672 to 1660. And I said to Steve, I says, okay, watch this. We're going to be able to track this trade, because this is, you know, what happens, folks, is that I have done a few of these trades in the past, okay? And the understanding of how these get done, you just do some planning, and then you're whacking the market. Now, now watch what happens.
So we're going to plan a big trade with everybody listening, and the Tigers are going to pull all our money together.
Yeah.
Get the black box going. And that's what we're going to do, folks.
SEC here in about a second.
I love it.
So watch what happened here, and I can actually we actually found. Well, I'm speculating that we found the order. So I had said to Steve, I says, okay, the way to do this is that what you do first, folks, is that if you're going to hit the S&P minis, more than likely, see, all you have to do when you're dealing with big numbers, folks, is make 10 or 20 cents, okay?
The yen, too.
And, you know, I suspect that this trade's all over. This trade was a minute-and-a-half trade, minute trade, and that was it. And so what we did is this. I jumped right into the block trades, and sure enough, inside the block trades at 942, bang, 100,000 shares coming across at 140, okay? And what you're looking for, you get another 40,000. You got plenty of them. Yeah. The bottom line is that the S&P Mini, that acceleration up did 80 cents. So 80 cents is 800 grand. Boom, done. Now, we couldn't find...
You don't see this very often at all. We actually had a gap. We had a gap inside the U.S. dollar. I mean, you surely did. You had a gap inside the currency trade. Look at how they hit that, too.
And so
Holy cow, they weakened, and in this case here, they weakened the yen, but the amount of money made in just that minute,
right,
is pretty.
And they hit that. When they hit the gold. What we can't find, what I haven't found yet, is the other side of the gold trade.
Yeah.
You know, I went to the GLD, but it doesn't look like it's there because they hit the GLD too. That went from 162.18 to 161. But it's possible that, well, I just got to do some more thinking about that to figure out what
the other side of the trade
of that trade was. It could have been a gold stock too. But, you know, it's pretty wild. Now, what you better be prepared for is that doesn't happen just once.
Okay.
No, it just doesn't happen once.
Okay.
But now watch how this goes, folks. But when all said...
This is the Wall Street Journal sending out rumors about Monster Energy drinks or something?
No, I know.
Huh?
Now watch. What ends up happening is, just so you can understand how that context is, when all said and done, though, that's not going to make a difference of what happens in the marketplace. In a short-term basis, you can do that.
Yeah.
On a longer-term basis, meaning even, you know, you can keep it up for a day and a half, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You know, because then the old market of Williams. See, this is a perfect day to do it, folks, because Europe's closed. Well, the UK's open. That's it. Europe's closed, and Asia was closed last night.
Except for Japan.
Right. So
I think they're closing tonight.
It's the perfect day to do it. And that's how you make some quick money. And push things around very quickly. And, you know, when we talk about Monster.com, it was pretty interesting. The Journal this morning basically...
Were they defending themselves?
No, they made like nothing. They made,
oh, really?
Yeah, it was absolutely hilarious. I read the article. So yesterday, folks, at 11:40 a.m., the Journal came out and said that Coca-Cola is buying Monster.com. They had an article in there this morning, and the article in there this morning was stating that like, they didn't explain anything about what was happening yesterday. Number one, that at Monster.com, well, they explained that Monster.com went from 65 to 85 in all of, 20 minutes. But they claimed that when it went to 85, that's when Coca-Cola decided that, well, no, we're not going to buy it now because the market cap just went up that dramatically. The bottom line is that they skirted the whole issue.
Yeah. Well, I was telling folks that's not the first time. I happen to be in the trade back in the 2006-2007 time frame. Now, it wasn't called Monster back then. I mean, that was their...
It was Hansen. It was Hansen.
Yeah. So I was trading Hansen.
Okay.
And the first time that rumor came out, I think it was right around the... Looking here on the charts, it was in the October 2007 time frame.
Okay.
That was one of those great stocks that I was in and took advantage of that.
Right.
Took advantage of that possible rumor.
Oh, nice.
And sold, which was nice. So I hadn't even really paid attention to it yesterday. I was catching your show, and then went and looked at the charts, and I was like, wait a minute here.
At 46, we're going to buy this thing like crazy.
If they're looking for culprits, it's the monster guys that push that stuff out there.
Hey, you know what blew my mind? You know what actually blew my mind is that Monster.com and Hansen have been in business since 1928 or something.
Really?
Yeah.
But okay, so what were they selling then?
They were selling drugs. They were selling
snake oil. Really?
No, they were selling some kind of drug. They were selling
right now. That's what that's. You ever drink one of those things?
No, I haven't.
Okay, me neither. Yeah.
Excuse me, folks. They were not selling drugs, folks. Yeah. They were selling fruit drinks.
We were just having fun.
They were selling fruit drinks.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, and then they turned. They had fruit drinks. But I was surprised. I mean, Hansen had got a huge amount of acceleration. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, they did.
But I had never heard of them before Hansen, so they must have had another name before that. But
that's what we're talking. It was so funny. It was just, I think it was last week or time flies by so fast when we were just simply talking about the fact that I used to just simply open my eyes and pay attention to stuff that was wheeling out of Costco. And that's how I found out about Hansen Natural. That's when those energy drinks really were just coming online. And that's where I went and did a little bit of research, and I was like, well, this is growing pretty nicely. And sure enough, turned out to be really an incredible. It was that stock, and it was Nutrisystems back then.
Yeah.
That NTRI. I don't even know if they're if they've fallen by the wayside.
Oh no. That's
but I haven't really paid attention to their.
Nutrisystems is huge too.
Yeah.
No. That turned. It's really wild. Is that some of these IBD stocks? What they do is that they make their run. Then they get killed.
You bet you got it. Yeah,
then they make their run again.
They do.
What
is amazing? That is amazing that they make them run again.
No, they do. They do.
Oh.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, I appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us, folks. Right now, we get the Dow Industrials up 58, Nasdaq up 24, S&Ps are up 10. We got gold flat, silver's up 22, King Dollar up 13 ticks at 78.98. We're gonna be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk risk of shorting and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com.
What you think about, you bring about. What you focus on grows. If you're committed to becoming an extraordinary trader and investor, then make mastery your outcome. Yes, my best student, Steve Rhodes, became my best teacher. But even more important is what he's taught me, and the time is now for you to take advantage of his knowledge.
Thanks, Tom. I've learned that it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, but what we do consistently. I want to teach you the consistency that exists in the stock, futures, forex, and commodity markets day in, day out. For one solid day, Friday, May 18th, I'm going to conduct an online master trader course that'll teach you how to buy and sell the D point. This one pattern alone, with the single best entry and exit techniques, when combined with my money management strategies, will create extraordinary rewards for you and your family. The course will be archived so you can review it as many times as you'd like, and it'll teach you to become a master. All the details are on the homepage at TFNN.com. Sign up today because mastery is one click away. It's your decisions, not your conditions, that determine your destiny.
Wow! Go get him, folks.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate all you tigers and tigresses growling and prowling out here. We get the Dow up 77, Nasdaq up 29, S&Ps are up 11. King Dollar's up 16 ticks at 79.01. Not doing a thing in the marketplace, though, that's for sure. King Dollar's moving up and market's moving up.
King Dollar back in the building.
Hey.
But you got the Dow trying to take out the March 16th high.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
13,289.
Well,
it's over right now.
Let's go. Oh, this is what we want to look at.
So it's up and over March 16th right now.
And 297. What is the actual?
13,289.08.
Okay,
was that the high?
And 297.
Was that the high or was it
297?
I see. Okay, 297. Okay.
So that'll get whacked.
297.
We're at we hit 295.52.
Okay, yeah.
You know that should get hit out here today. If it doesn't, you better run, folks. Hey,
yeah.
Talk to me about the Master Trader Series. I know you're doing a Master Trader, a one-day online whole ball of wax, right?
Yeah. You know, it's really the one comment, and I always get comments from from the folks that attended the 2-day workshop that we did. And really, we talked about it, was that, the one thing that came out was I said, is there, wish that we could have taped this. Okay. Because there really is so much information over a 2-day period of time. Now, the benefit of being there, in person is a lot of exchange of information going back and forth. So it makes it a different kind of a master trader, because you're able to answer people's questions right then and there.
Yes.
So for those folks that attended the Master Trader, we're going to be we're going to do a 1-day online one.
Right.
That's really going to cover the best points of what it was that we were. What I was doing, as you do. When you do these workshops and you're taking a look in the eyes of the folks that are out there, you see when light bulbs go off.
Yes.
So you're taking a look at some of the different strategies. Well, to me, the absolute best strategy, if I were going to be starting right now today, what I would want somebody to teach me is what it is that I'm going to teach these folks in the 1-day series, which is buying and selling the D point, which is really understanding that A to B equals C to D move, and to really simplify. So that's way it doesn't matter what stage or where somebody's coming from.
Cool.
If you're an expert, look, the way I take a look at it is, I share some things with you and show you, and you're like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Totally.
I never looked at that.
Totally.
So when I know that I can do that and have an impact on you, but also know that if you were just a beginner, where it is that you'd want to start, and be able to pull it together, that's where, to me, that's why, I couldn't be more. I don't sleep at night just thinking about what it is that how it can actually impact somebody.
And it's neat because that's where the trade sets up. That's the key. That's what everyone wants to understand. Where's the trade set up? What is my risk, and where do we think it can go?
Yeah.
Which, when you cut to the chase, that's the bottom line.
It absolutely is, because what's cool there is, it's like when you're putting together a puzzle, and you figure that's really what all this is. Even this morning, you want to take a look at the other side of the gold
right.
to put together the puzzle. So we each are doing that.
Right.
Now, if you've ever put together a piece of puzzle, folks, is it easier when all the pieces are scattered, or is it easier when basically 75% of the puzzle is done? Well, anybody can put together the puzzle when 75% of it's done, right?
Right.
Well, in the A, B equals CD, you've got A, B, and C already formed. So I've got 75% of the puzzle. That's why I want to teach people how to be the expert on that C to D leg.
Right. No, I can see that.
And I can link that known to the unknown.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what stage somebody's coming from. And so it's going to be archived as well, so folks are going to have access to it. They get it and the price of it, you've been generous enough to bring that price.
Yep.
Right now, folks order between now and May 10th. You've really brought it down to...
See, May 10th is my anniversary, too,
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love that.
It's funny,
great.
folks.
That's great.
I heard Steve this morning, right before I was coming on, saying you have to May 10th to get the special. Cool. And I said, man, I better get on the phone and start making some dinner reservations. That's my anniversary, yeah.
Okay, absolutely.
So you can check it out, folks, on the front page of TFNN.com. And as Steve just said, instead of $7.95, it's $5.95 up until May 10th.
Yeah.
And you'll be happy you came, folks, believe me. And you also get a monthly newsletter, too, which is $149 anyway.
That's right. So defrays the cost and access to me and a whole slew of stuff.
Okay, so now, market-wise, folks, it's a beautiful day. They're moving the baby higher. We get $428 million. So right now, the NASDAQ is 3075. So the NASDAQ is at Friday's high right now. And we'll see whether it can launch that high or not. If we take a look at the 3 Qs, you put that inside the context of where we are. Whoops, how did that happen? Okay, so the 3 Qs, they are right at that baby, and we're dealing with the 67.45, and you're dealing with 46 million, and done 14 thus far. And now that's of Fridays. What you're actually dealing with is the 67.44 of 69 million, which had failed on the April 10th level. So we'll see where this baby shakes and bakes. This is Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, folks. Don't forget, Steve's Master Trader. You have till now to May 10th to get that great deal at the front page of TFNN.com. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We get the Dow up 79, NASDAQ up 29, S&Ps are up 13. We're going to break back.
You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've always thought about trying out his newsletter, Market Insights. Well, now is the perfect time. For a limited time only, when you sign up for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights, we'll send you a free copy of Tom O'Brien's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. If you decide to cancel within the 2-week trial period, pay absolutely nothing, and keep Tom's book as a free gift from us. Tom sends out his daily newsletter each morning by 9:30 a.m. with trade recommendations, including price targets and price stops. As recently as March 21st, Market Insights subscribers closed out a position for more than a 25% profit in just over 2 weeks. To get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights, along with your free copy of The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Supplies are limited for this one-of-a-kind special, so act today and don't let this opportunity pass you by. Offer only valid for new subscribers. In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals. time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and the Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We have the Dow up 80, NASDAQ up 30, S&Ps are up 12. I do want to thank one of the tigers out here. Just sent me, so Hanson Natural, okay, has been, let's see.
Cool.
I got it. Okay.
That's
so
great.
It's been around for 30 years.
Okay.
No. Geez, look at this. Hold it. Hanson Natural has been the leading natural soda brand in Southern California for the past 30 years. And it was developed in the 1930s. Hubert Hanson and his three sons began selling fresh, non-pasteurized juices to film studios and retailers in Southern California under the Hanson name. Yeah, so since the 1930s. Isn't that wild, though?
Yeah, it is.
I know. When I read it yesterday,
I sold a lot of their stock. I never have yet tasted one of their drinks.
Yeah, me either. Those monster drinks, man. You talk about caffeine. Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember when they first come out? Is it the Red Bull, folks? When they first come out, you used to go to the bars and people would drink that Red Bull with the vodka. Oh man, you talk about man, a high test. That's
yeah. Caffeine will absolutely keep me up. I drink coffee.
Yeah.
I'll have some tea every now and then. But when I used to travel around the world, every night I never ate on the airplane.
Okay.
For the most part.
Right.
Always stayed hydrated with water.
Yes. You drink a lot of water anyway, which is good.
And fruit or what have you. And but every now and then, if my ears were popping or something, I want a piece of candy to suck on.
Okay.
Well, in Detroit, every city or most majors have got some great hometown products. So one of them there was a place called Saunders.
Okay.
And they had hot fudge and things of that sort. They also had these coffee candies.
I need a sundae right now. Oh man.
They had these coffee candies.
I want a sundae right now.
Which were the best. I love I don't drink coffee, but I love the flavor of coffee. They had these coffee candies that were just, I've never had anything as good. So I would, if ever I went up to Michigan, I would make sure I had some, just so when I would travel, right? And I found out that actually those candies were keeping me awake.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're really sensitive. That's pretty good. That's good to know. Yeah. That's good to know, man.
Caffeine, if I, no way am I going to get near anything like that at 8 o'clock at night.
I'm gonna have a hot fudge sundae. I have a hot fudge sundae for lunch today.
Oh,
I am.
Nico, we gotta get where's the hotline to Nico?
No, well, you know what? If you've never heard Nico's show, folks, we got an amazing health show on.
We do.
Fridays at noontime.
Absolutely.
But he told me, and I work out with Nico, 3 days a week. So I tell him I got this ice cream deal though.
Okay, okay.
And he says, listen, don't worry about it.
Go with it.
You got to get Ben and Jerry. You just got to get the best, creamiest ice cream.
Oh, not Haagen-Dazs?
No, well, that's two probably. But because see, that's good fat, folks. Oh, listen to this.
I can see it. I can see it happening now.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Okay, so this is last Thursday, right? He says, okay. He says, I got a great one for you. He knows I like coffee. Well, I drink a couple cups in the morning.
Yeah.
So you're gonna love this one, folks. This is a beauty. So picture this. You take a cup of coffee, right?
Yeah.
And you take a third of a stick of butter. Okay. You take a third of.
That's already sounding pretty.
Listen to this. Now you got to make sure.
A third of a cup of coffee?
No. A full cup of coffee, just an 8-ounce cup of coffee.
Okay.
But you take 1/3 stick of butter, and that's what I kept saying. 1/3 stick of butter. Yeah, you got to make sure that it's the Irish butter, or at least it's grass-fed butter, right?
Okay.
And you put that in your coffee. Now listen, folks, this is amazing. I haven't tried it yet.
You have to have the paramedics nearby.
Since I stopped eating bread, I haven't eaten butter. But when I was a kid, well, even a few years ago, what I'd always do is get a loaf of Italian bread and a couple, sticks of butter, half pound of butter. I'd be in heaven.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
So I can't wait to try it because what it does now.
Does Nico drink this?
Yeah, you already tried it. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, so you can call him and talk to him on Friday.
Okay.
So what it does is that's good fat. So if you're burning good fat, this is the theory behind it, folks. If you're burning good fat, what's happening is that you're not eating all the crap that's out there.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between good fat and bad fat.
For sure.
And that's good fat. So
yeah.
Just don't tell your doctor. Oh man, I can't wait to try that.
Hey, you gotta maybe Nico can make it.
Someone knows that it's perfect. Someone already has it in there. That's good. It's bulletproof coffee. Great. So we get a tiger in the Tiger's Den, folks, that already tried it. That's it. I forgot the name of it. That's the name of it.
All right.
Bulletproof coffee.
So they got that company with Green Mountain Coffee. They came out with their. You got Starbucks. So coffee's obviously big business.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
So we got to get the Nico Tom O'Brien
bulletproof coffee.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh my God, I hope. I'll tell you something, folks. If I like that, I'm really going to be in trouble because. But can't you imagine? Can't you just imagine for a second? You get a nice, beautiful black cup of coffee, right?
Yeah.
And then you put a third of a quarter pound in there, right?
Yeah.
And just a cream. I mean, I bet that looks beautiful.
After the show, I'm going to go out and get some butter for you. I'm going to melt it in the microwave.
Oh, my God. Okay, so let's take a look at this market. Inside the NDX 100, what's moving the NDX 100? Starbucks. No. You got, let's see, Sears. Sears is moving it up. Akamai, Storage Seagate Technologies. Now, that's already got killed. And Monster Beverage. Moving it back downtown is REM, Costco, Rango Resources. Interesting. So let's go over to REM. We haven't looked at REM for a while. So REM, let's see. It's going to get kind of interesting. Okay, so check this out with REM. Oh, I kind of like what REM's looking like. It's going to get interesting with REM. Okay, so check this out, folks. REM hits a bottom December. And let's say it gets in there with 66 million approximately. But then there's a small sign of strength up to 17 with 59 million. Comes back and tests it with dramatically lighter volume. 18 million versus 65. Has another sign of strength. I like how this is setting up, actually.
It didn't actually test the bottom?
No, it didn't get there.
Okay. So how do you treat that?
Well, what I like about this, see, when I just looking at this, we're looking at 6 months. What I like about it, which sticking out like a sore thumb, is that you have a big...
get some volume up at the high.
We get a 50% consolidation.
Yeah.
For a $12 stock.
Okay.
That's what I like. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, hold it. You put a stop on the other side of 12 and you're going for 18. That's a good trade, man.
Okay.
Now, let's bring this back, because I remember looking at this before, that there's a huge danger point that, like, they're not going to be around.
Well, at that stage, they were headed down towards $5 a share.
Yeah, no, and they still may be. So that's why I want to put this on a monthly for a second. Because what happens, folks, with something like this, you got to stay cognizant of the larger portion.
And this becomes a trade. This is not an investment.
Right.
Right? So folks are listening.
Yeah.
Okay, what Tom's setting up is an absolute trade.
Right.
This is not something that you want to invest in. So if you're not a and it's not necessarily a day trade, but it's a
swing.
Short.
Yeah. And it's still not there. On the daily it's there, but on the monthly it's still too risky. What the risk is on the monthly, folks, is that it gaps down to 1180 in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? So it's still and see that with 1180 brings you back to 2003 because it's still out of the range. It's just out of this range, and this range is an intense range. It's pretty intense.
So the real estate. So you got Sears Holding. What I didn't see what was making them. I mean, they gapped up this morning, and so it's nothing like being in the real estate business.
No, that's right. And folks, if you didn't hear yet, we did open a fund. It's if you're interested in the real estate market and you're an accredited investor, you can email tigerfund@tfnn.com if you want some information about that. Okay, so let's take a look.
So I've got some volume behind it today.
Yeah, now isn't this wild? So
million.
And so look what you have on the other side, which is pretty cool.
That was pretty nice.
You get Sears, folks. You get Sears. Had a high volume low, got tested dramatically lighter volume, 1.5 million versus 9. Then you got the sign of strength, which you need, 8 million on the way up. Pulls back with 1 million. You get another 5 million. You die in the vine at 85, which makes sense because you just went from 30 to 85. And if you want to see why patience is the name of the game, folks, the stock goes from $85 straight down to 49.
And what's nice is the candle before that, okay, because you're coming into a gap, right?
Yes.
So you're coming into a gap.
And it closed the gap. That's what it was doing.
And ideally, if you take a look at the candle where it gapped up from, in this case here happens to be February 22nd, had 1.4 million shares.
Right.
When you were coming into that, you were coming in with 757,000 shares.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I mean, when you can come into that candle with lighter volume.
It's huge.
That's
It's huge. And it takes off again. And what you have here,
pretty
folks,
amazing.
It is amazing. And what you have here, it's not. You're going to have another shot to get this. Okay, when they correct this much, meaning 85 down to 50 again, it takes a little bit longer for them to get off the ground.
Well, and that's right. In this case here, the retracement actually was a straight retracement.
Right.
I mean, there's no pattern in there other than just simply a complete down move.
That's right. And if you bring this on 65 million. Versus 62, interesting. It's close. Yeah, it's still going to need more juice, because that was.
You agree on the weekly?
35 though. No, 35. Now, see, it still needs more juice. This is amazing. See, so this is pretty wild. So the weekly, the daily, folks, is beautiful looking.
Yeah, absolutely.
The monthly is still going to be careful because what's going on is that it's still. When it actually tested that area out in January, that was still a little too much juice, but. So all it really has to do at this point is pull back again into the $50 area.
Yeah.
And on it to negate that deal, which is just... And that's something you want to keep your eye on. And the reason was, what Steve was just talking about, the real estate business. I'm a real estate bull. I think we're bottom, period. These properties are cash flowing positive, ASAP, right off the bat. I mean, the bread is out there. In the commercial market, folks, what you have is this. Is that, of course, everyone thought the commercial market was going to be dead meat, including myself, going back 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I got rid of that attitude, a good probably 3 years ago. The reason was, if you look at Simon's, okay, SPG, largest mall holder period out there, this thing has just taken off like a rocket ship. Okay?
Oh, it has. It has. Just keep looking for a pullback.
And it taken off the 2007 highs in April of 2011. So the stock has gone from 28 to 23 to $1.58.
Yeah. I mean, everybody talks about Apple.
Yep.
But you come back, take a look at this one.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what that's about is refinancing all the properties. They never thought you could refinance the properties. Folks,
huge gift.
They're refinancing them left and right.
Yeah.
And watch how this works, though. This is where it gets really interesting. What Simon's did, probably what Sears can do, is that when you're in the refinancing deal, if they got these things and they're not too buried in them,
right,
simultaneously they're buying other properties that people can't refinance.
That's right, yeah.
And so they're stealing properties.
For sure.
I mean,
absolutely.
You can't even, let me explain something to you right now. Getting in real estate right now, the way that we're getting in real estate is like when I got in gold at $282. Bottom line.
Yeah.
That's
great correlation.
It's huge.
Really, yeah.
It's huge. Because what you have is this.
Well, we even saw it on a chart.
Well, we do.
You know, we
do
saw
have
that on a chart.
And in fact,
it's not just, you know, I mean, we saw that on a chart.
It's amazing. And what you have inside the real estate, let's say inside single-family housing, what you have is this. You have the wiring, the copper, the wood, the cement, the oil products, okay? It's insane, folks. You know, as I said to you before, I said to Angie, I says, I wish I could take some of these houses and just basically break them down and sell them like selling junk cars. Because you can't, if you have to buy that stuff to put it inside the house, folks, the cost is a good 35 to 55% more than you can buy them for. Which, let me tell you something, that doesn't last forever. Yeah. It just doesn't.
Hey, and what happened, you know, early on I told folks, you know, today's probably going to be kind of a little flat day.
I know.
Most of the markets being closed.
Seriously, man.
Folks, I'm sorry, I missed that call.
There's no doubt about it, man. Listen, man. You know, there's no doubt about it.
That's too funny.
So you hit the first. Well, if we look at the SPY, you have the first acceleration up, but that's it. Yeah. Let's go to Dan in New Jersey. Hey, Dan, what's going on?
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, man?
Hey, well, I'll tell you what's up. IWM. But listen, I've been short on this, and I just wanted to see how we close today before closing out the short. But I just wanted to get your take on it because it looks like it was just going into about April 7th. Into that gap?
Yeah, it's doing two different things. You get, I would benchmark the April 4th first, okay, which is the downdraft. So that low there is 81.45. The high is 82.43, okay? That would be, to me, well, that and the 82.53 from last Friday. Okay, so what you'd like to see is a close under the 82.53 with lighter than 44 million. The going into the 82.43, that's 65 million. So when you have two, what I've done here, folks, you get two benchmarks coming across. So what he's looking for is a failure on price and volume. And your bigger failure, of course, would be the one from Friday. Mm-hmm. You know? You just stay with us, Dan. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, we're going to be coming right back. We're going to be growling and prowling with our Tiger, Dan from New Jersey. We're going to be talking about the Russell 2000, folks. We have the Dow right now up 87, NASDAQ up 30, S&P's up 12. We're going to be right back.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Rand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Catch Kate Stalter on the Small Cap Roundup, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 a.m. Eastern. Up next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. We're talking with Dan from New Jersey, and we're talking about the small caps. So if we go over actually to the Russell, too, Dan, we bring up the Russell. What you have right now is that it's at 828. The high of last Friday was the 826 level, and you're coming into that downdraft from the 4th. Now, we're not going to get even close to the amount of volume. The real key here is that will you get the failure of price before the close, and that's what you need in order to stay in that position.
All right, so if we close above 82.40 or 82.43. I'll close out the position then.
Yeah, I would, because that means it's going to go to 84.66. It'll make the run.
Yeah.
Now there's no juice there, and Steve and I were just talking. So would you get let's see, Thursday, meaning actually tomorrow night you have China and Japan opening back up, and then of course tomorrow you have Europe opening up. I suspect you're going to get the failure on price. I think it's going to be close. It will probably be somewhere around 2:30, quarter 3. The reason I'm saying that is this. The only acceleration we've had up thus far, folks, is the first acceleration at 10 o'clock. Right, to give you an idea, we had, out of IWM all morning, which is an hour and 25 minutes to be exact, right? 5 million shares were done at 10 o'clock period, out of the 18 million.
Yeah,
so
3 of the 5 were done in the first 5 minutes.
Right.
So even breaking it down even.
Yeah. So you don't have it, and to give you an idea, it goes from 5 million down to 1.7, 2 million, 1 million, 1.3, and now we're at 1.3, but you get 4 minutes left. So it's going to need more. It's going to need more juice, and it was. So you get the gist of it. It needs more juice, and it needs follow through. And if it doesn't get it, well, you're not going to keep that price.
All right, brother.
Okay, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Let's go over to Big Blue for a second. Big Blue. Yeah, we had 2 days of failures, right? Now what you have is, this is going to get really wild, folks. You're right into the gap. So Big Blue had done is this. Big Blue was testing the acceleration. Well, first off, Big Blue came off the highs with volume. We went from
absolutely
210 down to 196. And Big Blue, folks, has been one of the best equities out there. They've done exactly what it should do as you're going higher. Wide price spread, accelerated volume, had everything. But you got to remember something. You can't do that forever. Just like you can't do it forever on the way up or the way down.
And what was nice for folks that were in this, and what you want to do is you want to find equities like this, because as was building these stairs, you had places where you had some friends, you had support, you had volume.
I had friends, so, I like that.
And that's what you need when you're an individual trader investor.
That's right.
You're looking for company.
That's right. No doubt about it.
And that's what Big Blue did.
It did.
Because then at least you know the different levels that you could gap down into or move down.
That's right. Yeah. So now what we're doing is that you're getting over the high of Monday. We're at 800,000. You're coming into the gap. Now it's 208.54. And that's the lows of the highs, and that's basically what it's filling up here. So how that reacts price-wise also, you need a rejection of price to keep that in the consolidation, because my take is that, it wants to get on to 196. We'll see whether it rejects that level today. And the Dow itself, folks, the Dow took out its highs.
Yes.
The Dow, always top-line number, great for advertising, great for, the market in general. Buy, give everybody your money, forget it, come back in 30 years and see if it's still there. How that operates at that 12,297 is the number. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, you stay right there, folks, because we're going to beautiful Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Yes, we are.
We're going to Kate Stalter with the small cap roundup, back to Chicago, Victor Jones with the option hour, out to California, Ken Shreve with the ultimate growth stocks, and back here 4 to 6.
Have a great day, folks.